welcome you all to the drug discovery class. Students, today we are going to study about chemical modifications in the drug design process. So this process involves lot of steps that are called lead generation, natural ligand screening, biological testing, and synthesis of the new drug, new compounds. Okay, so these are the steps. So we start from the lead generation, natural ligand screening. What is this? Initially we used to take lot of chemicals, or we can say there may be the natural source, natural ligand. So natural ligand, natural chemical molecule we extract from the natural sources like plant extract that have been extracted from herbaceous plants, short-heighted plants. Okay, so there are so many herbaceous plants. You also know about that. So there are different types of the natural drugs. Now, what is lead generation? Lead generation means lead. First, we should know what is the lead molecule. Lead molecule is that is effective against the target molecule, that actually work against the target. What are the targets? Proteins, enzymes of pathogenic bacteria. So lead molecule work against the targets. What are the targets? Target proteins are taken from that are generally from pathogenic bacteria, pathogenic source like any protozoa or whatever which is causing disease. So we have to cure the disease using these natural molecules or any drug. So any drug should have lead molecules. So what is lead generation process? We have to identify the active molecule of the drug that can work against the pathogenic bacteria, pathogenic agent. What is lead molecule? Lead molecule is the active molecule. Active molecule means if we are taking drug, it will stay in our body for the required time and will work against the pathogenic bacteria or on the target. So target is what? It is from the pathogenic source. So lead molecule actually work against the target. So bioavailability is required after the processing, metabolism, and after the absorption and metabolic processing of drug, biotransformation. There is the lead molecule is generated. That lead molecule will not be metabolized. That will stay because it has to reach at the target molecule. So lead molecule reach at the target, it work against the target, then it suppress the target molecule. It suppress the function, modulate the function of the target molecule like protein. Protein may be inactive, protein may work less, like in the case of the blood pressure disease, the activity may be repressed or induced to regulate the blood pressure, whether it is low or high, whatever we want to do. We want to lower the blood pressure or we want to increase the blood pressure. Okay, it depends on that. Generally we design the drug or lead molecule so that it can work against the target, can suppress the function of the protein, except few cases. So in that process we generate a lot of lead molecule. For that, like we have extracted the molecules from the plant. Now we don't know which molecule work against the disease because it is a composition of different molecules and different chemicals, because one plant will contain the different chemicals, lot of chemical, like maybe 5 or 10. So in a same mixture there can be the presence of different compounds. So how we will come to know which is going to work against this disease? Suppose we are using the plant leaves. but initially we do not know which chemical is responsible for the prevention of disease. We have to identify what is this chemical. We have to identify that natural chemical ligand which generate the lead molecule that actually work against that disease, and disease is cured against the target. Lead molecule work against the target. So we have to identify that. So in a same mixture there can be more than one compound. This I have already told you. So in the screening process we do that. We try to identify that. We take the several molecules, then we screen them against the target. Okay. So sometimes we do it in the computer. Using the computers we can identify which molecule show the activity, but in the wet lab also we have to identify. For the wet lab screening, for the wet lab, in the wet lab experiment we use microarrays for the drug testing. So microarray is one example. Okay, what we do in the microarray, just we take the protein and proteins are screened with the drugs. Drug molecules are show the activity against that. So we can identify there are the different technology. So microarray is one of them. And I have already told you we have the microarray lecture on the microarray, you can see on the YouTube. So we can also identify the interaction of the lead molecule with target using the computational methods like virtual screening methods. We can use the computational resources. Okay, or we can do it, how we can do it, if there are the 5 components in the same mixture, then we can isolate one of them and we can cure the disease. We can give it to the patient. Okay, if it shows the effect, in more than one patient, then we can say this compound work against that. Now from the another mixture we can isolate same mixture, we can isolate another compound. So by isolating the different compounds of the same mixture and we can cure the disease of the patients. So then we can conclude which compound is working against this disease. So this may we can apply to the different patients. Okay, group of patients like 10 different patients. So we can conduct the studies like that. Scientists used to do that. Okay, but in the laboratory we have to do preclinical studies, we have to do the screening. So we can carry out the experiments. In the microarray we take the tissues from the different patients, then we treat those tissue with the drug, then we use to see what is the effect of the compound. In that way you can conclude which compound is working against this protein or target, certain targets. So these all things we do in the biological testing. So if it is the preclinical means if we are carrying out the studies in the laboratory, we are testing the chemicals or compounds in the laboratory. That means we do not have biological animal or okay, that is called clinical trial, clinical testing or patient. Before subjecting any drug to the patient or human patient, we have to test these drugs in the laboratory. So what is the method? Microarray is one of them, and there are the other parameters which we can study. Means there are a lot of parameters with that we can test this drug, maybe this drug will be suitable or not, like the partition coefficient. Lipinski has given the rule of 5. So partition coefficient, molecular weight should not exceed 500, partition coefficient of 5, hydrogen bond donor 5. So there are certain rules that we have to follow. We can check this drug, maybe the potential the chemical and the compound, this has drug like activity or not. So there are certain properties that we can check in the laboratory by doing the experiment. In the experimental studies we can check those activities without any biological source. We can check the molecular weight. So there are different properties that we can check in the laboratory. There are the different parameters that are called physico-chemical parameters. So these all we can check in the laboratory, and we can predict the drug likeness properties of the compound. Okay, this compound has the drug likeness activity or not. Okay. After that patients, animal patients and human patients are used. We can apply that drug to the animals, then we can apply the drug to the humans. So these all testing will come in the biological testing. So biological testing we can also do in the laboratory in the microarrays. In that we do not use the animal or human source directly. Means we only take the tissues from that. Tissues like from the biopsy or any source, we take that. Then we apply the drug against that. Then we used to see the effect, how the compound is working against that. So that all will come in the biological testing. Okay. So this also it can be done in the laboratory, means preclinical or clinical. Clinical means that is carried out on the clinical, means that is carried out on the patient that are actually suffering from the disease, and we want to apply on that. But before that also we have to conduct lot of studies. So this is the process, like biological testing, drug design cycle. So that is called lead identification. When we identify the lead molecule, so that is only how we can identify the lead molecule. When we apply it to a patient, then we can analyze the data of the drug metabolic process, the ADMET properties. So we have to conduct that pharmacokinetic, pharmacodynamic process. We have to analyze those processes. After that we can conclude which molecule work against that target. So we have to identify in that process in biological testing, we have to identify the lead molecule. What is lead molecule? That actually work against the target. Because from the plant extract, not all the compound will work against. We have to identify. So and from the compound also, not the whole molecular structure will work against that target. So there is certain part of the chemical compound. Within the compound also there is the part of the structure that actually work against that target, that is called lead molecule. Okay. So lead molecule you cannot modify that, although you can do some modification, means on the side groups. Okay. But that is the actually active component of the compound, which is necessary for the working, for the functioning of drug. So we have to keep this in mind. Then only we can modify, we can do some modification in the side group. Okay. So we have to identify the lead molecule, then we can do some modification in that. So if we are doing any modification in the synthetic molecules, in the natural molecule, so after that there is then we call that semi-synthetic drug. After the processing of the natural molecule, these are produced. Why we do the chemical modification, lead modification? Because we want to enhance the activity of the lead molecule, so that it can better cure the disease. It should interact with the target molecule, so that it can suppress the target molecule, and in that way disease will be cured. So we do the lead modification, like sometimes we change the position of group also, we shuffle the group ortho meta para using the QSAR studies. Here the QSAR is used, quantitative structure activity relationship. This study used to make the change, okay, to shuffle the groups ortho meta para positions. By shuffling of the group or at this position ortho meta para, then we can get the new set of compounds. Synthesis of new compound is done. We generate the library, we make the so many virtual molecules, then we synthesize those molecules in the laboratory. Again we do this process, biological testing. Again the process is repeated. we do the biological testing for the new compounds, how these are working against the target molecules. Okay, so if promising, then okay, it is, then there will be the preclinical studies. Actually there are a lot of phases. Right now we are only talking about the laboratory testing. Okay, so there are the different phases, that is called preclinical trial, clinical trial. So that will be done after that. First we should know this molecule has the activity or not. If it has the activity, then only it can be subjected for the preclinical studies or clinical studies, because these studies need lot of money, lot of expenditure. Okay, to save all these, we can study this in the computer, we can carry out the computational studies. So that is very useful. We do the virtual screening. Okay, so we can do lot of things within the computer. We can carry out the quantitative structure activity relationship, QSAR studies. So we can use the different software for the analysis, so that we can move further. So we will only do the further studies if this is the drugs are, if the compounds are promising, means they are showing the sufficient interaction or results. If we are satisfied with the result, we can move. Okay, so do you have any question now? So this is the drug design cycle process. So in that, so traditional method is shown, like how we do the modification, what is the criteria. There is the traditional method also, an analog of a non and active compound is synthesized. Analog means similar to that, with a minor modification that will lead to improved biological activity. So initially we do the minor modification in the active compound. Okay, so here also you can see in this slide the cimetidine drug is shown here. So there is a in the above figure. So now then modification is done here. You can see the ranitidine drug. So there is the changes in this drug. So here you can see. So in the second one compound, the nitrogen is not here, oxygen molecule is here. So you can see the modifications in the drug. Okay, so instead of N we have O here. So this is the modification in the ranitidine drug. Okay, so this is the one example of the modification. Are you able to see? So what is the advantage and limitation? You end up with something very similar to what you start with. So sometimes it happens that whatever you are designing, that is very similar to the previous drug, but still it may show the different activity, the increased activity, the improved biological activity. If it shows the improved biological activity, then we can move with this change and we can do the preclinical studies or clinical studies. But that should show some effect. Okay, then only we will move. So this was one example of the chemical modification. Okay, have you understood this? Chemical modifications. Are you all here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any question related to this chemical modification? Just ask them question, because I want to keep it on the chemical modification only. Do you have any question related to this? Here we have one example of this drug. So here you can see the N is replaced by O, and there is a Now we have another drug. Okay, so this is the derivative of this. Ranitidine is the derivative of cimetidine. Okay, because so this has the improved activity. Sometimes it may happen you end up with very similar drug is very similar to that. If we design the drug by doing modification, it may happen that the drug another drug has the same activity or the less activity. Anything can happen. Modification can decrease the activity, also can increase the activity. If it increase the activity, then it will be good for us. But if we do it in the computer, we take the help of computational studies, like if we do the QSAR studies using that, we create so many molecules within the computer with the help of software. We can create the different molecules. Then we can analyze the activities of those molecules. Okay, we can analyze the atomic properties of those molecules. Then we can proceed with the testing, laboratory testing and anything. Before doing that, before what we can say, before spending any money, we can do the computational study. Okay, that can save the large amount of money, because drug discovery process it is not an easy task, it is very costly procedure. So computational studies help in that. So that is why the chemical modification using the, so in the designing process we use the computers that are very helpful. Okay, if you have any question you can ask here. Do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
Okay, how many students are here now? We only have okay, so this is another topic, mechanism based drug design. This will study on the next term. You just inform other student also. Okay, so lecture is now over. You just write down your attendance in the chat box. Because there was today there was meeting that is called by VC sir regarding NAC, so that's why. So the next time we are going to discuss about this mechanism. So today we have discussed about the chemical modification and the drug designing process, drug designing cycle.